Hi everyone, welcome to Go Classes. I hope you all are doing good with your preparation. I'm Pragati, and just a brief about me is that I started my preparation in June 2025, which was when I had graduated. And this year my rank in Gate CS was 285 and 596 in Gate DA. And from this score, my score was 819, and I am joining IISc Bangalore this year for MTech in Computer Science. So let's, whoever has joined, I would encourage you all to ask at least a question or doubt, or if you just want to, sort of discuss your strategy or confirm it, or if you just want to, you know, if you just want some motivation or anything to keep going, whatever you would like to discuss, you can and just raise your hand so one after the other we can discuss. You can put your question in the chat as well, but I would prefer if you just, if possible, then if you could just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so Anam, your question, like your message is that you are following the below strategy. First, you watch the lectures and revise it and make short notes. You do 5 questions from covered topics, parallelly revise the notes of the current covered subject, and you're planning to complete syllabus by end of September, and from October revision test series PYQs. Is my preparation strategy correct? If not, please guide me for gate DA. Okay. So, all right. If you are able to complete your syllabus by September, then that is actually great. Now, in terms of strategy, whether you're doing, can you just confirm if I'm audible just once? All right. Okay. So, in terms of strategy, see, it doesn't matter if you're making long notes or short notes, or if you're watching lectures, how frequently you're revising. None of this matters. The thing is that uh, by September or October, and if you are able to do it by September, then that is great. If you're able to complete your syllabus along with revision and the all the PYQs, if you are able to do that by September, then no matter how you're able to do it, I feel like your strategy is very perfect, in the sense, there's nothing else you need to do. Just follow the same thing, and you will be doing great, because then you'll have a lot of time to do the subject wise test, topic wise test, and keep revising also multiple times. And all of this you will be doing parallelly in solving new test series questions. So yes, Anam, you're totally good with this. Just again, it's best, but just make sure you complete it by September, your entire syllabus. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else you want to discuss anything?
Yeah, hi,
Yes.
Pragati, on this side. Actually, I have doubt, like I am
Hmm.
not able to see practice questions in Gate Overflow website. So can you please tell me
Okay.
like where I will find this structured thing like DP, daily practice questions and other practice questions?
So are you like doing for Gate CS or DA?
In this time, I am preparing for Gate DA.
DA. Okay. So in your course section, you're not able to find the DPP questions, is it?
Yes, yes, and questions are there, but it's not
Hmm.
structured. So it's a very messy. So for learner, it's a very difficult to go to again in the same questions.
Is it not available topic wise? Are you saying?
Yes, not as structured actually. I am not able to see any practice questions.
Okay, so see, actually, because I had, I was going through the test series, and also that was also for CS. So for the because I was solving the topic wise and subject wise questions from the test series, and that was available on the Go classes like app also, and the website also. Um in a particular section it was there, but I was preparing for CS. So for DA, I guess I'll have to check, but I'll make sure to update this thing on Telegram. Okay.
I raised this concern multiple times, but not get any response. I also mailed
Yeah.
and
Okay.
go connect maybe their mail ID. I
Okay.
raised
All
concern
right.
there
But
also,
I'll make
but not
sure.
get any
Yeah.
response.
Okay, I got it. But actually, see, because I also, in terms of where the questions are there for Gate DA, I'll just check once and I'll try to make sure that you get a response related to it. Like, if there is a particular, organized section for the questions, then that will be informed on the Telegram. And even if there's not, and you have mailed it, then I'll talk to sir or anybody from the Go team, and I'll try to make sure that you get a response key, whether or not you will get the questions, or you'll have to manage from that only, or how you can make the most of it. I'll for sure let you know that. But
Sure,
for now,
sure.
sorry, I'm not sure where the questions are there for DA, since I was solving
Okay.
from the test series. Yeah.
Okay.
In test series, it's very structured. It's just subject wise and then topic wise also. There are multiple tests. But DPPs, as I said, I'll have to check once.
Yes. In test series, we have limited questions, but in DPP, we have a few more questions to practice.
Right, for DA, right? For CS, so there were many, many questions. DA,
Yeah.
yes, I understand, but I feel like DA is mostly mathematics based also. So in the, even in the lectures also, a lot of variations are already covered, and a lot of logical like MSQ sort of questions and everything is mostly covered. So even if you feel like the number of questions in DA are lesser than compared to CS, then it is still enough. Like if you are able to cover all of the test series, the DPP, the lectures, and that would be enough. So just to let you know, you don't have to worry about anything that there are fewer number of questions. Definitely DPPs also you must be solving, and I'll just make sure that you get access to that. Okay. But
Yeah.
question wise, it is enough because in lectures also, every topic is taught by questions only, and there sir has covered all the variations of questions, every edge case or things that are sort of difficult to understand or relate in terms of mathematics. He has covered everything through questions, so you already have everything.
Yeah, we can understand like in Gate DA segment there is very
Yeah,
less questions now
right,
in this time because this is
right.
newly segment. But still,
Huh.
those questions are present, no test textured, so it's very difficult for learners.
Okay, okay, yes. The best I can do is I'll definitely make sure that you get a reply to your email.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you. Can you tell your name once? Then,
Amit.
could you tell your name once?
Amit Kumar.
Amit Kumar. Okay,
Yes.
just a second. I'll make a note of it. Okay, Amit. All right. Next, Kuldeep. Yes, I'll unmute you.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi,
Kuldeep.
ma'am. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Do you speak Hindi?
Pardon?
Hindi?
हाँ हाँ,
Hindi? Do
आप
you
हिंदी
speak
में
Hindi?
पूछ लो. हाँ
हाँ.
हाँ हाँ.
मैं एक प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहा है कि मैं
हाँ.
3 आवर का पास तो उसके
एक सेकंड
क्वेश्चंस
कुलदीप,
उसके
आपकी
बाद
वॉइस थोड़ी सी ब्रेक हो रही है. एक सेकंड. थोड़ी सी आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही थी.
ये
फिर से
मेरा
पूछना. हाँ.
नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है.
ओके, कोई नहीं.
फिर से
आ
ज्वाइन
सकते हो.
करूँ क्या?
नहीं, अब आप पूछो. कोई इश्यू होगा तो मैं बता
अभी
दूंगी.
हमारा
हाँ.
अच्छा सर. तो जैसे मैं 3 आवर का लेक्चर पास करता हूँ, मैंने रिसेंटली एक और भी आपका सेशन ज्वाइन किया था. आपने बोला था कि
हम्म.
15 दिन में आपको एक सब्जेक्ट कंप्लीट करना है. तो मैं ट्राई तो करता हूँ कंप्लीट
हम्म.
करने के, बट मैं 3 आवर का
हम्म.
लेक्चर पास करता हूँ. उसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन होते हैं ना, उनको क्वेश्चन को समझने में
हम्म.
और उनका आंसर देने में पूरा दिन चला जाता है. आज मैंने 3 घंटे
हम्म.
का वीडियो वॉच कर पाया. उसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन थे, वो क्वेश्चन को मैंने सॉल्व किया. उसके बाद वीडियोस देखे, तो और उनका
हम्म.
कॉन्सेप्ट देखा कैसे क्या हो रहा है, कौन सा फॉर्मूला लग रहा है. तो फिर
हम्म.
3 आवर ही कंप्लीट हो पाया.
हम्म. तो ये जो आपने क्वेश्चंस देखे वो कौन से थे? लाइक लेक्चर आपने 3 घंटे का देखा, उसके बाद आप कौन से क्वेश्चन, ये 3 या जितने भी घंटे का देखा, उसके बाद आप कौन से क्वेश्चंस करते हो?
सर ने एक वहीं पे कैटेगरी में टॉपिक था के लिए, जहाँ पे 10 क्वेश्चन दिए थे। हेलो।
एक सेकंड कुलदीप,
हेलो।
आपकी हाँ वॉइस ब्रेक हो गई थी। वहां तक समझ आया कि सर ने कहाँ पे क्वेश्चंस दिए थे।
एक मिनट, क्या मैं स्क्रीन शेयर आप इनेबल कर सकते हो? मैं एक बार कोर्स दिखा दूँ।
आप
मैंने
सीएस
जो,
के लिए कर रहे हो, राइट?
यस राइट। तो
हाँ, तो
यहाँ
आप
पे
ऐसे ही बता
ओनली
सकते हो। हाँ।
सब्जेक्ट है।
हम्म।
एक मिनट, मैं दिखाना चाह रहा था, मैं ओनली वीडियो वॉच करता हूँ, उसके बाद टेस्ट सीरीज, पीवाईक्यू
हाँ।
और वो क्यूज जो बताते ना, वो वहाँ पे है ही नहीं। कोर्सेज कोर्स में है ही नहीं, ओनली सब्जेक्ट है। और वो
हाँ।
20 सब्जेक्ट है। तो वो मैं एक बार
हाँ।
दिखा देता, श्योर हो जाता। थोड़ा सा मुझे डाउट हो रहा था।
आप कौन सा कह रहे हो, क्विज और टेस्ट सीरीज के क्वेश्चंस की बात कर रहे हो? वीकली क्विज तो होगी
ये
वहां पे कुछ कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स में।
वीकली क्यूज नहीं है, वही मैं दिखाना चाह रहा था एक बार। ओनली सब्जेक्ट है वहाँ पे।
हाँ।
20 सब्जेक्ट है, वो सब्जेक्ट रिपीटेड है।
हाँ, तो आप टेस्ट सीरीज या वीकली क्विज या जो भी है, टेस्ट सीरीज तो अलग है बेसिकली। आप वीकली क्विज और डीपीपी आपको नहीं दिख रहा सब्जेक्ट के अंदर।
सब्जेक्ट के अंदर दिखता है। ओके, एक बार मैं चेक करता
हाँ,
हूँ।
एक सेकेंड, पहले तो आप ये बताओ, जो आप क्वेश्चंस करते हो लेक्चर देखने के बाद, वो कौन से होते हैं? लाइक वो हर लेक्चर के बाद कोई जो टेस्ट आता है वैसा है, या फिर कौन से क्वेश्चंस है एग्जैक्टली?
अ, जो सर
कुलदीप, इफ पॉसिबल आप एक बार लीव करके वापस से ज्वाइन करना, क्योंकि आपकी वॉइस बहुत
जो
ब्रेक हो रही है।
सर
ओके।
बाद में प्रैक्टिस के लिए करवाते हैं, वो क्वेश्चन मैं पहले से अपने आप से करता हूँ, उसके बाद वीडियो वॉच करता हूँ।
कुलदीप, इफ पॉसिबल आप एक बार लीव करके वापस से ज्वाइन करना, आपकी वॉइस बहुत ब्रेक हो रही है। Okay, so meanwhile, anyone else, do you want to ask a question or discuss anything?
Hello.
Hi, Rishi.
Hi, Pragati. No, I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask, what was your strategy for revision? If you are trying
Hmm.
to revise something, for
Yeah.
suppose if I finish my TOC, I've started my compiler design, let's say. So when
Yeah.
should I revise TOC? I should do PYQs, or I mean, what was your strategy? Because we should
Hmm.
definitely do revision, because after 15 days, if we
Yes.
try to solve any question from the finished subject,
Right. Yes.
it becomes overwhelming because
Yeah.
some questions will not be able to solve.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
That's
what was
correct.
your
Yeah. So see, firstly, if I'm whatever current subject I'm doing, right? Say computer networks, if I'm studying currently, then that's also, it's maybe the application layer is very theoretical and it has things that we have to remember. So by the time you would reach that topic, the previous ones like the network layer or the IP header or things inside that, you will forget. So even while completing a subject, I used to revise multiple times. So suppose if I finish data link layer, then before starting the network layer, I'll revise the notes of the DLL. Okay. So now that does take time when you are revising for the first time. So, but that is obvious. You will have to give that time to it again. So then I revise data link layer, and then I move to the lectures of the network layer, or whatever is further, right? And then when I move to transport layer, see then I revise a network layer. So that, like that, while doing a particular subject also you have to revise topics multiple times. So also if you feel like a subject, a topic that you studied today was pretty tough to understand, right, or it was a bit heavy, then you have to, once you finish 3 to 4 lectures of it, you can just sit down, not like line by line you have to revise, but you could just, sort of in your head you can think that okay, this is what I studied, and try to correlate things, and just the heading or the main pointers you can revise. This is something that you should be doing almost every day if you study a subject which if you either cover a lot of lectures, then you sort of have to just before going to bed you have to revise once daily also. And then the subject you're doing currently, that also you have to revise in 2 to 3 days. When you're done with the topic, you have to revise it from starting to end, and then the next one. Now once you complete the subject, so that's why I did the PYQs only after completing a particular subject. So when you do PYQs, that also if you do it topic wise, then again your second round of revision happens. So now if I have completed entire computer networks, and suppose I'm studying COA and linear algebra, so now I will pick up the PYQ of computer networks, and I will do it again topic wise. So if I'm starting if I decide to just start with network layer first, because once you have completed the subject, it's not really necessary that you do the PYQs also from the first topic to end one. You can just do pick any topic and solve the PYQs, because you have done the entire subject. So then before solving the PYQs, if you're confident that you remember everything in that subject, which usually does not happen in the first time, because there are in computer science there are a lot of theoretical things as well. So now before solving the PYQs, I used to just revise one topic and then do the PYQs, because revising entire subject at once also takes time. So I suppose I did network layer and then the PYQs. Then after 1 or 2 days in between, I'll do other subject ka PYQs, and after that I'll do, say, revise application layer and then do PYQs of application layer. Because then what happens, you're doing the theory also and you are applying it on questions also, so you tend to memorize it better. Now I would say, even after, if this way I've sort of revised it 2 times, but even after that, after a month, I am very sure what happened with me was I still forgot things, because again it's so theoretical. It's not like it's very tough to understand, but things slip out of mind. But once you have a look at it, then you feel like, oh, yes, I remembered this, or I knew how to solve this. It's just that the syllabus is too much, so revision, we have to do constant revision multiple times. So first thing is to not to feel that, oh, you're forgetting things, because that happens with everyone. Now see, as I said, in this way you revised it 2 times, but even after that, whenever you feel that it's been a few days or a couple of weeks that you have completed the subject and you don't remember it as much, then you revise the notes again. And or along with the notes, you could do the PYQs which you had circled or marked, or any favorite any question that you had put in a particular folder, which you had to refer again. All the tricky questions or the questions you were not able to solve at once, just mark them again so you can refer to those later on also. And I would say that for me, something that worked was revising the theoretical, see, questions and everything you have to solve. But the revision of the long notes is also very important, because there is, I don't think it's possible. It would be very rare if you remember everything after revising once only. Usually you have to revise it many, many times. It's not very easy to remember. Even if you revise it, 3 to 4 times, and then in October, November, you don't revise it at all, then you will forget again. So basically the thing is that you have to revise almost, not, if not every day, because see, in this phase there are 7 months left, and if all most of your syllabus is also pending, then of course you will be giving more time to watching lectures only, because revision does take time. So it's possible that in 2 to 3 days in a row, you are very much into a particular subject, and you are just sitting from because in a few days we have that rush of energy where we are studying a lot. We are able to give 8 to 10 hours a day every day, or 10 to 12 hours for 3 days straight. So in there, when there are such days when you're motivated to watch lectures, then do that. But after that, again, you have to pick up any subject and revise it again. So basically, to summarize, you would be revising almost every other day only, and you have to revise the long notes for sure multiple times. Like I did revise the long notes 4 to 5 times. Like I did it many times. I remember just sitting, I would say from September mostly, when once I did 3 to 4 subjects. I started with COA and computer organization architecture and database. So I did, and I had made notes also for these two subjects. So for these notes I had revised 5 to 6 times at least, because later in the initial times, for the first and second time, it will take you very long, maybe 2 days to just revise a subject, depending on which subject you're revising, of course. But the same subject, when you revise it later on, it would be very quick, because you would know that this topic I get it. You know how much time to give to revising. Also, for the first time you basically have to read everything, but from the next time you get a gist of it, that how much time you have to dedicate. But if to give you an idea, I can say that you should be revising the long notes for all the subjects 3 times at least. Okay, and these subjects do not. Just a second. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So, to Rishi, to give you an idea, you have to revise the long notes of every subject at least 3 times. Are you preparing for DA or CS?
Computer science, CS.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Then most probably the C programming and DSA, you won't have to revise it as many times. Uh, but rest of the subjects, including a few topics of maths also, maybe you won't have to revise many times. Some topics of discrete maths, there are a lot of formulas in graph also, just in trees, like in DSA also, just in trees and graph, there are certain
Yes, yes.
formulas.
Graph theory
Apart from
and
that, so out.
yes.
Right. Yeah. So from 10 subjects, two, though, you don't have to revise as much, C and DSA. You just have to
Mm,
solve questions, because when
correct.
you will be solving the, test series later on, when you will take the test series, and you will be doing the topic wise test from C and DSA, even if you are very confident in these two subjects, you will still encounter many subjects which you will not be able to solve, and you will learn a lot from those. So for these two at least, it's enough. You won't have to go through the notes again and again for these two at least. For the remaining eight, you have to go through the long notes as many times as possible, because as I said, even if you do it maybe 5 times in a span of 2 months, but still if you take 2 months break, you will not remember things, because it is theory. You will be able to solve questions, but still you need to know the concepts at least. Some questions are very basic. It's just maybe one formula or one small concept. It's not even something extremely twisted. And there are many such small small things that are easy, in the sense that it's not complex to solve, but it is hard to remember because it's a lot. So I would say just revise as many times as possible, and be prepared that it will take time. Because what happened with me was, since see, I used to sit with the notes, for example, for COA. So I used to see, that okay, half of the notebook is filled with notes, so I have to complete this half notebook anyhow in half this day. I used to watch a few lectures and then sit for revision, so that at least I complete some syllabus. So still, the first time I was revising, it took me very long, because I was going through everything. But you have to give that time, otherwise you won't be able to revise quickly. Also, to be able to revise things quickly, you have to give initial time to revising, uh, you know carefully and mindfully. Then what happened with me was, later on, like in December, when I was revising COA, it is such a big subject, it has so many topics, but I was able to revise it in a single day itself, because I knew that okay, these are addressing mode, this I just know this. And if I knew that this is a particular question that sir solved, which I was not able to do, and I get stuck many times, then you give more time to that topic. So the only key is keep revising.
Correct. Yeah. Just like
Yeah.
going uphill now, so that in the
Yes.
last months we can go in downhill.
Pardon?
No, it's just difficult now,
Yeah.
so that in
Yeah.
the
Yes.
coming months it will become easy for us.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Because if you get scared of it now, or feel like it's time waste, then you will be going through this in December and Jan, just before test, the gate exam, and that would be very tough to handle, right? So yes, of
Correct.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing two subjects till afternoon, and then from afternoon I'm revising the whole things I have
Yeah.
done.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah.
again, what you could also do is that if you are very much into a subject, and if you are in a flow of watching lectures, say a particular weekend, you decide that you're closer to your deadline and you have to finish the subject, then for sure you can give those 2 entire days to just studying the new subject and not revising. And then if you are in a mood of just revision, then you can maybe sit Saturday afternoon and till Sunday first, like Saturday second half and Sunday first half, you can take this much time and decide that I have to revise a subject. So what I mean is that it's not fixed that daily you have to watch lectures and daily you have to revise. Just whatever feels right to you, whatever you are in the mood of, just keep doing that. The only key is that whenever it's possible for you, just study that time. That's the only key.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. All right, Rishi. Hi, Sharad. Okay, wait, sorry. I'll just take the question for Kuldeep first. Is Kuldeep in the meeting? Yes. Okay. Then I'll just come back because he was there before. Yes, Kuldeep. Is there still some issue with your network? Okay, I feel like his network is still not fine. Okay, anyways. Okay, Sharad, you can go ahead and speak.
So, Pragati, what should I call you? Because you are so junior to me, and but
Yeah, just Pragati,
rank
just Pragati.
rank wise you are like quite senior to me. Because if I took admission in 2027, then definitely you are going to be senior to me.
No,
So,
no,
what should I
Pragati
call
is
you,
good.
Pragati or
Yeah,
Pragati, ma'am?
no, no, Pragati for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, Pragati, my question is that see, the problem is now I am facing the revision time. Okay,
yeah,
while I am revising the divide and conquer and all the algorithm part, then it might be I feel like I have to cover everything. So I jump to some YouTube lecture. Like for one question, I do research type thing. I do many
yes,
research. I do from goclasses and there are some other institute, and then I make a gist of that. So
yeah.
what should I have to do? What should I have to do right now? What should be my strategy?
So you are preparing for computer science, right?
Yes, yes, yeah, I am preparing for
Yeah.
computer science, and my
And
mathematics is very decent and very good. So
yes,
I am good in engineering mathematics and discrete as well.
okay, that's great. I remember you had joined earlier also. And for the rest of the subjects, how many have you completed till now?
Yes, few subjects I have not touched since 1 year, like
Okay,
like CNA and CUA, but CUA was my strongest subject in all the subjects.
okay,
CUA, I have no problem with CUA, so I can manage it in 15 days only. Because I have
okay,
studied it 2 3 times before it. Well, before
right.
4 5 months ago, I
Yes,
have studied for 2 3 times.
okay. Okay, got it. See, so definitely if if you have just done 3 to 4 subjects and like if 50% of your syllabus is still left, then I would say for now, you can't I mean it would not be best to give that much time to question solving and just researching on the questions. A lot of things do feel right. Like I would give an example. When I was giving mock test, I identified this pattern that uh, I was not able to do good in initial mock test, and one of the reason was that if I'm seeing a question, I used to think that okay, I know this concept, so I will try it. Okay, and I was confident that I will be able to solve it. So I used to give 3 to 4, sometimes even 5 minutes to that question, and I was not able to get an answer. But then I thought that just maybe some effort is left, and I will give that time also. And I used to just keep solving that question only, and many a times it was almost 7 to 10 minutes wasted on that question, and at the end of the 10 minutes I was not even able to come up with the solution also. So that's actually, it seems like a small thing, but in exam it's a tough problem to get through it, because you're solving a question. Now you don't know how much time it's going to take, and it's a very mental thing only. Sort of you have this thing that now I started this question, I think I can do it,
Yes,
so
yes,
I will just do it
yes,
because it's of 2 marks. It has weightage. But maybe in those 2 marks we lose a lot of 1 markers, maybe, because usually I did find that in at the end of the test 2 to 3 questions are very easy, but I used to miss it because I didn't have enough time to even reach at the end of the paper. Initially in my first 2 to 3 marks I was not even able to go till the end of paper. A few questions I was not even able to read. I would say that this thing of yours, where you're giving much more time to question, it is actually right. You have to give that um, time to understanding things, but still the priority right now would be completing the syllabus as well. So it's very different. If you have done your syllabus, then the strategy is different. But if more than half of your syllabus is still left in terms of watching the lecture, then majority of your time which you are giving, in which you are the most focused and energetic and the least disturbed, like the time that you have, that okay, this 3 hours I'm all set to study, I would say that those 3 hours you should be giving to watching the lectures. Because in CS, every mark makes a rank difference of hundreds or
Yes,
maybe
yes.
thousands, so I would say that, and every subject is also almost equally important. So you have to complete the syllabus. It's not like you can skip any subject or even a topic, because in most of the subjects all topics are also more or less equally important. So
Yes.
completing the syllabus is very important, right? So the strategy you should be following right now is, as I said, when you are the most energetic and least disturbed, since because I think you are working also, as I
Yes,
remember.
yes. Yeah,
Yes, so
during.
yeah, right. So when you get back from office, and when you sit to study, and in the initial 3 hours when you have the most energy, that time I think should be going to watching lectures. And since you have done mathematics and you're confident in it, right? Then suppose you have target that in 15 days you have to complete COA, all right? So accordingly, you divide the lectures. You see how many lectures are there. If a subject is it in compact course, then for sure watch it from there. So depending on from where you're watching, see the number of hours and divide it, that in these 2 days I have to watch these many lectures, or in this week I have to complete this much. So based on that, you watch the lectures first, try to understand, don't make notes along with watching the lectures. Just try to understand what's being taught, right? So in lecture you have to
Yes,
sit
yes.
with utmost focus. That's very important. That will save you a lot of time and effort later on in the November, December, Jan, in that period. So
Okay,
right
okay.
now, watching lectures is so important, because see, the questions that you're solving right now, giving time to questions, it is important. But this analysis would actually make a lot more sense when you have this much time in October, November, from November, December, and Jan, in these 3 months, because then you will be you will be revising PYQs. Then you will also be giving test series, not just test series, but subject wise and topic wise tests. So in every subject, even in maths, there are topics, and in every topic there are topics where there are 2 to 3 quizzes. So from a short topic also, there are almost 30 to 45 questions. That means every possible aspect of trickiness and everything is covered there. So it's very important that you get time to solve these questions. And in a lot of these questions, I also used to spend, maybe in a few questions half an hour or 1 hour to understand, because it's not the thing that you just read the solution and try to memorize it, right? Till the time you don't understand how you think of the approach. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
until then I did not understand the, then the
yeah.
satisfaction not came.
Yes, right. But you have to tell yourself that for now, it's also very important that you complete the syllabus, because then only you will. Because now, if you're doing questions for a few subjects, then the rest would be left, right? So for now, focus on it. The clarity you want in understanding a particular question. For now, I think you should desire the clarity from lectures. You should sit with the focus that this is a subject I'm studying. Now I want to understand the subject in depth, because the way the subjects are taught here, everything is covered very intuitively and in depth. So if you look at this approach, that I want to understand, from the very basic foundation of this particular subject, and I want to master it, at least the conceptual part or the basics of it. So think this way for the lectures right now. And definitely it's not just that you have to watch lectures for now. You have to solve the PYQs as well for the subjects you have done before. So for now, if you have just done mathematics, then after the 3 to 4 hours of watching lecture, then you sit with the questions of maths, right? If you have PYQs, keep it just one at a single place. Either it's on a PDF or a book or hard copy, whatever you have, and you just sort of mentally see that, see, okay, there are 200 question in maths, and in 15 days I have to complete COA, and I would target to complete the PYQs of maths also. So when you have a deadline, then you don't get that distracted in going that much in depth of a topic, because you may be exploring things around it which are not maybe that relevant to the exam itself, or at least they are
Okay.
not of that priority.
So,
So
yes. So my one other question is, so during the revision time, what should I have to prefer? Should I watch a lecture difficult topic, like while I'm watching, I am not getting the 100% of the notes,
yeah.
whatever I have written in the notes. So should I watch that only portion in 2x mode, or should I keep to recall again and again and again? What should I have to prefer?
So, yes, for revision, first of all, you have to go through the long notes for sure, ek bar,
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
suppose if you have done COA, then you go through the long notes entirely, right?
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you will understand in the first time, as I said, it will take you time, but then you will understand that this topic I found it very easy, whereas in this topic I completely forgot what is written on this slide, right? It's sometimes
yes,
tough for
yes.
us to understand that while watching lecture we understand, but later when we see it, it's tough to relate that okay, how did we come from point A
What
to
is it?
point B,
Yes,
what
yes.
happened in between. So you will know what's tough for you and what's easy only once you revise it, right? So for revision, see, as I said, the first round would be by solving PYQs. If you have completed COA and you want to revise COA, then the best way to do is to do PYQs. Now you solve the PYQs. If most of the questions you are not able to do, that means you don't remember it. So then again, don't revise the entire subject at once, revise it topic wise. In PYQs also, there are the PYQs are sectioned topic wise. So just
Yes,
revise
yes.
the theory of that particular topic and then solve the questions. PYQs, ideally, if you have understood a subject, you should be able to solve 70% of the questions. That should be your benchmark. Don't set any such benchmark while solving a weekly quiz or DPP. But for PYQs, for sure, I would tell you that 70% you should be able to solve. So then you revise it topic wise, then solve the question. This I'm telling the strategy for revision, right? And while solving, if you find a question that was very tricky, because in PYQs also a lot of questions are there which are of really good level, so you mark them, that later when you will have to revise this subject, you have to see the question also again, because you want to remember this concept as it was of a good level, right? You would ideally want to
Okay,
remember.
okay,
So you mark
okay,
those questions. If you have a book, then circle it and just write the solution, in on that page only in short. Or if you are doing it online, then add it to favorites, or you could screenshot it, put it in a folder, whatever you're doing. Just save those questions, because you'll have to refer it
okay,
later. Now, when you're revising
okay,
COA again, you again go through the long notes. But now, because you had solved PYQs, you will know that this topic I understand easily. So for that topic, just go through the headings quickly, and if there are any formulas in it, then just go through it, right? And you will know that okay,
okay,
this topic, the PYQs are very tricky. So for that particular topic, you go through the notes again, because it was tough. You know that it was, you don't remember it as much, or you find it challenging. And PYQs also, you would remember that I had marked a lot of questions here I was not able to solve. Then you go through the PYQs also again.
okay. So, if one other question is, will
Yeah.
you take your mentorship session throughout the year, or you will drop uh, after getting college, after going into
I
college? Or
Yeah, so college will start in August, so I don't think that I'll be this frequent. I mean, I would still possibly take it one, or like depending again, I don't know how hectic that's
okay,
going to be.
so
Yeah.
you got a 285 rank and you got a IISc. So because
Yes.
of girls quota, or
Yes,
like,
yes, yes. There are, otherwise the cutoff for general males is 60 rank. It got closed at 61 or 63 this year, and it's
and what about
last year it was 65. It's
IIT?
getting reduced only.
Okay, IIT Bombay, and what about IIT Bombay?
I'm not actually, while preparing also, I was not sure of the cutoffs. Like I didn't even see which colleges or whatever. I just wanted to give gate, so I didn't do that much research on the
Okay,
cutoffs. And
okay,
for IIT Bombay also,
okay.
I'm not sure. I didn't look it up, but yes, initially I did see which IIT I would safely get. So as per my understanding, at this rank, I would have gotten IIT Kharagpur for sure. And in first round, I got IIT BHU and IISc, and then I accepted IISc.
Okay, and one more thing, one just second, let me remember.
Yeah.
So if hello,
Yeah.
your
Yes.
is not visible. So if I finish the syllabus with PYQ and with test series in mid-November, up to mid-November, or
Yes.
up to November, then it is good, or it is good or not?
Yes, it's
With
definitely good.
with
If
full
yeah,
analysis, not leaving any loophole, with PYQ and with full analysis. So I
yes,
think you
yes,
also
sure.
finished your syllabus last year by late December.
Yes, see, I had finished. See, with me, it was like I completed my entire syllabus from, elsewhere from YouTube. And then, so it's not like everything was completely new. I was preparing for a gate only dedicatedly. But what happened was a lot of knowledge gap was there because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
content that was on Go classes were entirely different. So I did start giving the mock test from November. I took the test series in October, so I started that in November. But along with it, I was also watching lectures, so I was doing it parallelly, the lectures plus the test series.
okay.
That, but
Thank
I
you, Pragati.
yes, yes, and again, it,
So
it would be really good if you complete all the lectures properly by before November, so you'll have 3 months of sufficient time to revise again and to do the test series. But preferably, you should have at least 2 entire months just for test series because those questions are really of a good level. And the if you are able to spend that much time in a question solving, that means you enjoy it, right? So I would say that you
yes,
would
yeah.
really enjoy solving the questions of those test series, and for that you should have enough time. So for now, with the same dedication, you should be solving just the PYQs and the lectures. That will
Thank you,
help.
Pragati. And what
Alright.
next? When your next session will be?
For this week, it's Sunday. Next week also, I will be able to take on Tuesday and Friday next week.
Now you are in hostel or you are in home?
No, I'm
Oh, okay,
still
you
at
are in home.
home. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Thank you,
college
Pragati.
starts in August. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right, Sharad. Best of luck.
Okay.
Okay, Aman, you can ask your question. Kuldeep is here. Okay, again, sorry. Yes, Kuldeep, are you able to unmute yourself? S- Okay, sorry. I think I muted you by mistake.
Hello.
Deep.
It's okay now. My network is good now.
Okay.
मैं भी
Yes.
पूछ रहा हूँ
हाँ.
मैं 3 आवर का वीडियो पास किया
हाँ.
तो
कुलदीप, आपकी आवाज़ अभी भी नहीं आ रही। इफ पॉसिबल आप चैट में लिख दो, मैं आपका क्वेश्चन चैट से रीड कर लूँगी क्योंकि आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है, तो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा। आपको अगर हिंदी में ही टाइप करना है, आप हिंदी में लिख दो, आप चैट में मेरे को लिख के भेज दो। और जस्ट मुझे ये बता देना कि आप कौन से क्वेश्चंस कर कर रहे हो लेक्चर के बाद जो जिसमें टाइम लग रहा है। ओके, यस अमन, यू कैन गो अहेड एंड आस्क।
So yes, ma'am. Is my voice going through?
यस, यस, इट इज़।
Okay. Thank you very much for the session. And my case is very much similar to Mr. Sharad. I have
ओके,
completed almost 4 to 5 subjects out of all 30. And my
ओके।
question is that when I complete a subject, I should I should directly jump onto the PYQs or I should solve the material questions. Like I have the made easy material questions. So what should I do for this part? And
सी या
secondly, I wanted to know like how should the revision fashion should go. Like currently, I used to after completing one subject, I used to solve all the questions, and in which I feel the doubt, I just go back to my notes. I don't have any short notes. I have the long notes. I go back to my
या
notes and clear all my doubts, and then come back to the PYQ and solve them. So yes,
ओके, ओके। सो फॉर दिस, okay, just give me a second. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so for this, okay, the first thing is, see, when for questions, very honestly, the only questions I solved was all the PYQs. And PYQs also I revised, one time. So I maybe solved the PYQs two times, and apart from that I did just the questions from the test series, and that also not, I was not able to do most of it because it took me a while to complete my syllabus. So again, my questions were just the PYQs and the question, a very few questions, I would say only 20% questions of the test series, and then the AIMTs that I gave from Go classes. So firstly, what I feel like is if you're solving questions from multiple places, then that could I see, firstly I don't know
No,
the
ma'am.
level.
Actually, I have only two resources. One is the Made Easy materials, and
Yeah.
one is the PYQs. So I'm a little bit confused between these because I'm left with only 6 to 7 months. So I'm thinking that
Yes.
solving only the PYQs will be a better option.
See, firstly, your first priority has to be PYQs, because PYQs you have to complete for sure. That's the foundation. Okay, so PYQs, so you have to complete, and for PYQs also, uh, if you are doing a subject right now, um, uh, solve the PYQs only when you complete this subject which you are doing currently, right? And to revise, don't go to the notes. I'm hoping you are not going to the notes for every question. If you're solving do the PYQs topic wise. If you're feeling that, for many questions you have to refer the solution, then you revise the entire topic completely. You revise from starting to end of that topic, and then you start doing the PYQ of that. And if still you're not able to solve a question, then just look it up at Gate Overflow and understand. Follow through the discussion panel and try to
Ma'am,
understand it. Yes.
talking about the understanding of the subject after taking the Go classes, I have a good grasp on the subjects. Like in the recent GATE exam, out of 7 questions of computer networks, I secured all of them. In discrete
Yes. Great.
mathematics also it's good, and in
Okay.
almost all the language, the understanding is
Yes.
good. I
Okay.
just want to make my preparation concise, so I just don't want to waste my time anywhere.
Okay. So how
That's the
many
only
questions have you
concern.
done? Like how many subjects have you done?
Five, including computer networks, C language, discrete mathematics, data structures, and operating systems.
Okay. Okay. But a few are left. Like COA is slightly big, TOC, compiler design, database. These are also,
Huh.
theoretical subjects in itself. So definitely, I would say, since you have completed these many and with such good understanding, that's really great. If you were able to solve all questions of CN, that means you have good understanding, right? So it becomes more important for you to utilize this time properly. So one would be, for the subjects that you have good understanding of, make sure you do all the PYQs, like 100% PYQs you have to complete first. And this you have to do in parallel with the new subjects you have. I would say if these four are remaining, what you could do is you could do TOC, because if it's good if you do TOC and then compiler design. So you could target doing
Mhm.
TOC, and I would say maybe COA, that's a bit lengthy, so it's good if you cover it first, computer organization and architecture. That's slightly lengthy.
Okay.
Right, so cover it first, because see, when I was preparing, my strategy was that I do the tougher subjects first. So if I have subjects like C, DSS, because I was preparing for jobs, so DSA was good for me. So I my
Okay.
strategy was to do the tougher subjects first. So I would suggest you to do COA, and you could pick an easier subject. See, DBMS is also, it's lengthy, but it's sort of fun.
Uh,
It's not very complex,
Ma'am,
as compared to.
about 60 to 70% of DBMS also I have completed. Only
Yes.
the
Okay.
last transaction management part is left.
Okay, okay. Then you can finish it up, and along with it, either you do TOC. Then, if you have completed TOC and or digital, there is a compact course also for digital. So you could do digital along with DBMS. When it's done, you do COA, TOC, and then you do compiler. So that way, focus on completing the syllabus. I would say, since only a few subjects are left, then you have July, August, September, 3 months, and just like 4 to 5 subjects. So you should be targeting to complete it by September. Now if it gets extended by a few days or weeks, that's okay. But since so you're doing it in the span of 3 months, try to complete your syllabus, but very properly, understanding everything in, because as you said,
Mhm.
because you had done it properly, you were able to solve the questions of computer network also nicely. So it's very important you do all these, because even if you understand the lectures properly, you will be finding challenging questions later. It's not like if you watch the lectures, you will solve everything everything on your own. But later when you will be finding those questions, then it would be much easier for you to understand the solution. Whereas if you have just barely just watched the lectures and you didn't do it for the sake of understanding, then later on you will be in trouble. Like anyone will be in trouble in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So watch the lectures very properly, and meanwhile you give 3 hours a day or 2 hours a day, at least 2 hours would be enough, to solving questions, and make a fixed time that you will solve 20 to 25 questions a day. Give yourself that target. And if you're not able to complete that target, means you're finding it difficult ki, you started questions of computer network, the PYQs, but you're not able to solve, then you revise the theory, the entire long notes. Because again, one thing that I wanted to say, that see, even if you really know a subject, like for me, I really liked a computer network also, I really enjoyed. My profile was also of a network engineer, so I was able to visualize everything at a very good level, especially the network layer and transport layer. So it I enjoyed it. I was able to solve questions as well, and even operating system was also one of my favorites. But even then,
Mm-hmm.
after 2 to 3, after a month or two, I was not if you go back to solving the same question, you won't be able to, because it's like there are many theoretical concepts, or a particular way of solving questions, and you
Yes,
have
ma'am, I
to.
can
Yes,
relate
exactly.
because there had
Yes.
been too long for this computer network revision, and many of the topics I have
Yes.
started to forget, so I can relate to.
Yes, exactly. So one thing would be that you don't get overconfident with it, because see, it's very good, and it will help you a lot that you have a good understanding. So it would be easier for you, but you still will have to revise everything. So once you are
Okay, ma'am.
solving the PYQs, do it every day. Make sure you are doing PYQs every single day, even if it's just 10
Mm-hmm.
questions a day, but do it. Okay, and it's best because you have completed half your syllabus. Then I would say it's best for you to set one target should be completing the syllabus by September. The other would be to solve at least 15 questions or 20 questions of PYQs per day. Now, initially, if you're not able to do it, that's okay. In the 2 hours which you had kept out for PYQ solving, revise the subject first. So give the first
Okay.
2 to 3 days for revision. It's best to do it topic wise. Revise the topic for 1 or 2 days, then the next one or
Mm-hmm.
2 days solve questions. Now, for the next day, if you're bored with doing computer network PYQs for a single topic, then you could pick up any other. Maybe you could revise maths and do question of maths. So in any way, basically your target should be that by September you are solving the PYQs of the rest, the half of the subjects that you had done earlier, along with revision also. And by revision I mean long notes, because of a lot of topics
Mm-hmm.
are easy, but we still have to see them again and again. And see, as I said, it's if you do revise it 10 times now, in the span of 3 months you revise it 10 times, but still if you don't revise in October, November, December, in January you won't be able to solve any question. So
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, and even if you think that okay, what's the point, I'll just revise 2 months before the exam, that's also not possible, because then you will be solving a test series, so it won't be possible to revise as deeply. And in the initial round of revision it will take a lot of time. It will take 2 to 3 days, 2 days to revise a single subject. You can't afford that time towards the end, right? And whereas if you
Yes,
give
ma'am.
that time to revision now, by revision I mean the entire long notes. And while solving PYQs, just mark the questions which you find tougher, or which you would just, there are questions we think that okay, this was a good question, I would want to remember this. So just mark those questions for later. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to revise it, you can, instead of just going through all the PYQs again. So whatever is tough which you are not able to do it, just mark it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the target should be
uh,
completing the syllabus and all PYQs. Now, the other thing which you asked about question solving, I would really uh, recommend taking the Go classes test series. I mean, because that's the only test series which I had solved, and
yes,
honestly,
ma'am. I will be taking the
and
test
I
series.
would also recommend, honestly, I'd suggest you not to solve questions from multiple places. See, I'll tell you, when I started giving the mock test, test series I took of Go classes, looking at online reviews or whatever, because I didn't have any peer group which was preparing for Gate. So then
Mm-hmm.
I did, but there were free AIMTs also, right? And many platforms conduct those AIMTs. But the one from other place that I was solving and the one from Go classes, there was a huge difference. I just attempted one AIM because initially, since I didn't know anything, I attempted that free mock test from the other platform. So the one thing was that the interface was very different. So that's still okay, right? And most important is that you're getting good questions. But the questions I
Mm-hmm.
felt were so irrelevant, because after solving PYQs you do get an understanding of the kind of questions that are supposed to be asked. In specific, I in that particular mock test, I remember that there were a lot of questions from mathematics which were really not even relevant. Like, so I was
Mm-hmm.
very annoyed while giving the test, and the interface was also not nice. So I just, that was the only test I gave from elsewhere, and that also I didn't finish up. So, and I gave all the AIMTs. I think there were 6 or 7 for Gate CS. I attempted all of that, and there was like immensely. I can't even emphasize how much I learned from there. So in in my shift, whatever different questions, there were two 3 questions. One was MSQ of compiler only, I remember, or something like that. So it was a 2 marker question which was very difficult. It was from TOC, I think. So even all other YouTube channels, I saw the solution, everyone was giving the wrong answer, but this almost the same question was there in the all India mock test of go classes. So also there was no question almost which I found that it's completely separate. So the level of AIMTs is very similar to GATE. So it won't feel a shocker for you. And the mock test, maybe a few are advanced level than GATE. And the subject wise, and see, when you get the test series, there are subject wise tests and there are topic wise tests
Mm-hmm.
also. So if you say that there's a small topic, suppose in see, normalization only. So in normalization only, if there are 2 topic wise tests, you are getting 2 to 3 topic wise tests, and in each test there are 15 questions. So just see that 30 to 45 questions of just normalization. So there are so many tricky concepts that you will be learning from there. And again, if you are
Okay.
just doing it from one place, it's nice, and I can really count on this test series because the questions are really tough. It's not like it's very easy just so you get confidence that I'm able to solve it. That's not what you want. And it's not like
Mm-hmm.
questions are forcefully made tough so that you feel like, okay, I'm solving good questions. These are just the I would say right kind of questions, because from every question you will be learning a lot. Your focus when you solve the test series should be that if you're solving a test for 45 minutes, once you end the test, it's not important how much you scored in that test, how many questions you were able to solve. What matters is that after the test you revise all 15 questions, you analyze them and learn them, because if you did that, there is no way that from that topic you will do any question wrong in gate. And all this
Mm-hmm.
analysis you will be able to do properly only if you have firstly completed the PYQ and lectures. So both are important. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like if you just do PYQs 5 times, if you revise it and you don't do this test series, and then you go for gate, that will also not be good. If you jump straight to the test series, then that would not make sense, because the tough questions you will not understand. It's not just that you have to memorize it. You have to see, when you look at a question, you see that why I was not able to solve it, and all that pattern you have to find. So that will make sense only if you have studied the subject earlier. So you have to do
Okay.
everything. And since you have done half of your subject, I would say that if you are on DBMS, or because actually best for you if you complete your syllabus by September. So for now,
Okay.
if you have not done the PYQs, I would say still focus on completing DBMS, and maybe COA is a lengthier
Mm-hmm.
subject. So I would suggest if you finish COA and DBMS, and along with it, keep
I'll
doing the
keep that in
PYQ.
mind.
Yes, and once these are done, then I would say that would be the right time to take the test series, so you can start solving the subject wise and topic wise test, because there are so many of them. I was able to solve maybe only 10 to 15 of the topic wise test, or
Uh,
you know, so
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
there are many, many.
Apart, I think most of my questions you have answered. I just want
Okay.
to ask you one last thing, that what should be a daily composition of, I mean, what time allocation to watching lectures and solving questions? Like, should I be watching lectures for 10 days straight away, and after then start to solve questions? Like, a rough figure, like how the day should go.
See, I would say that still, because the 4 to 5 subjects which are left for you, all of them are core CS only, and they are lengthy theoretical subjects, So for
Mm-hmm.
sure you have to give time to lectures, but again you have to take out at least 1 hour time for PYQ. So on days when you are giving a lot of time to watching lectures, like you are in the middle of a particular lecture, you won't want to leave that right in between, and you complete it, and then you are left with you're very sleepy and you just don't don't feel like solving any questions, in that time also I would suggest maybe you do just 5 questions or 10 questions. Okay, just five, whatever feels like, but at least solve 5 questions every day. Because when we just watch lectures, that's different than solving questions, because we need to have that capability also, that we are able to apply whatever we have studied to solving questions. So that will come
Okay.
only through regular question practicing. And when you complete the syllabus, like if maybe just 2 subjects are left for you, maybe digital logic and any other uh, subject, then you set a target. Maybe in September you can set that you will be solving 25 questions of PYQs every day. So that way, then you increase the
Increasing
capacity.
gradually the number of
Yes,
questions.
yes, yes. For now,
Okay, ma'am.
focus on completing subjects.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. And if any further questions arise, I will
Yes,
ask you in other sessions coming.
yes, yes, for
Thank you
sure,
very much.
Aman. Okay. Okay, guys, just a minute. I'll get my charger because the battery is very low. I'm very sorry. I'll just get the charger. Give me a minute. Okay. So the last 2 raised hands we will take. Uh, Gautam, you can ask your question.
Hello,
Yes, hi Gautam.
am I audible?
Yes, you are.
तो मेरा सवाल ये है, मैं गेट डीए की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ और सिलेबस कंप्लीशन बड़ा इशू बनता जा रहा है अब। अभी
Yes.
मैथमेटिकल पार्ट ही मेरा पूरा नहीं हुआ, लीनियर अलजेब्रा हुआ है पूरा, कैलकुलस हो गया
हम्म,
और प्रोबेबिलिटी आधी हुई है। अभी इतने बड़े बड़े कोर्स बचे हैं मशीन
हाँ,
लर्निंग, डीबीएमएस, एल्गोरिथम के।
हम्म, हम्म।
क्या गलत कर रहा हूँ मैं कि मेरे को लग रहा है कि ऐसे करता रहा तो दिसंबर तक भी खत्म नहीं होगा सिलेबस मेरा।
तो आप अभी क्या कर रहे हो? लाइक आप फुल टाइम प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो या फिर
हाँ, फुल टाइम प्रिपेयर और
what?
कुछ काम नहीं।
ओके। एंड आपने अभी लीनियर अलजेब्रा आपका हो गया है, प्रोबेबिलिटी कैलकुलस भी, मतलब ये 3 ऑलमोस्ट हो गए, राइट?
हाँ, प्रोबेबिलिटी आधी हुई है। हाँ
ओके। एंड लीनियर अलजेब्रा लाइक दोनों मॉड्यूल्स ऐसे मिला के सारा हो गया है?
हाँ हाँ।
ओके। एंड आपके सब्जेक्ट्स कौन कौन से बचे हैं?
डीबीएमएस जो मैं पहले पढ़ा नहीं, कभी पहली बार पढ़ूंगा ये भी। मशीन लर्निंग
ओके।
भी मुझे जानना था।
हाँ।
एल्गोरिथम डीएस ये कॉलेज में थोड़ा बहुत किया था।
ओके।
और प्रोग्रामिंग है और एआई का एक कोर्स है और एप्टीट्यूड।
एआई। ओके। सी तो फर्स्टली आई वुड से इन सब में से ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी तो आपको मतलब एप्टीट्यूड तो आप बाद में आई गेस जस्ट पीवाईक्यूज भी करोगे, गेट सीएस और डीए के कर लोगे और टेस्ट सीरीज दोगे, उसमें क्वेश्चंस आएंगे। तो वो तो एक चीज है। फर्स्टली ऑफ कोर्स आपका प्रायोरिटी सिलेबस कंप्लीशन होना चाहिए। तो 1 क्वेश्चन आप नोट्स बना रहे हो साथ में?
हाँ हाँ।
सी देन अगेन दिस थिंग, मैं ये आई वुड लाइक टू सजेस्ट कि आई डोंट थिंक कि आपको जब कम टाइम बचा है तो नोट्स बनाने चाहिए। क्योंकि सी इफ आप देखो लीनियर अलजेब्रा ही ले लो, ठीक है, जो आपने पढ़ा है, तो ठीक है आप अपने नोट्स से रिवाइज करोगे। अब वही चीज लेकिन सेम सारा प्रॉपर कॉन्सेप्ट जो भी है A to Z सारा सर ने एनोटेटेड नोट्स में दे ही रखा है। सो
हाँ
फर्स्ट इसके अगर आपको टॉपर नोट्स देखो, अगर आपको वो समझ आ रहे हैं तो एक चीज, लाइक मुझे पर्सनली दूसरों की हैंडराइटिंग समझ नहीं आती, तो अगर आपके साथ वो भी इशू है तो वो भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि एनोटेटेड नोट्स में सब कुछ दे रखा है। तो आपको सेम चीज दोबारा लिखने का तो कोई सेंस नहीं बनता। देखो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप लेक्चर एकदम कॉपी पेन छोड़ के बस लेक्चर देख रहे हो, क्योंकि मैथ्स है। तो आप अपने नोट्स और पेन लेके, एक रफ नोटबुक और पेन लेके बस बैठो, और जो भी क्वेश्चन बीच में आता जा रहा है, या कोई कुछ बहुत सारे फॉर्मूलाज होते हैं जो सर बोलेंगे कि एक बार ये लिख लो, या फिर ये डेरिवेशन एक बार खुद से सॉल्व करो, खुद से डिराइव करो, तो ये सब आप अपने रफ में करते जाओ। जस्ट लेक्चर को समझने पे फोकस करो, नोट्स की आपको जरूरत है ही नहीं, क्योंकि फर्स्ट चीज है इसकी टाइम काफी कम बचा है। तो आप
तो
नोट्स पे
आप
टाइम क्यों ही देना चाहोगे?
इस चीज को आप बता सकते हैं कि कौन से सब्जेक्ट के लिए नोट्स बनाना चाहिए और कौन से सब्जेक्ट के लिए बिल्कुल ही नहीं बनाना चाहिए, सब्जेक्ट वाइज मतलब इनको नोट्स को।
आई वुड से कि नोट्स आप किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के नहीं बनाओगे तो चलेगा। लाइक मैंने सीएस का प्रिपेयर किया था, बट मैंने किसी सब्जेक्ट के नोट्स नहीं बनाए थे। एंड अभी मैंने डीए का डीए वाला मैं पढ़ रही हूँ, सारा नहीं, मतलब एलए मैंने कर लिया है, प्रोबेबिलिटी भी मेरा हाफ हुआ है, कैलकुलस हो गया, और मशीन लर्निंग मैं कर रही हूँ। अबाउट 20 लेक्चर्स मेरे हुए हैं एमएल के। तो और मैंने किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में नोट्स नहीं बनाए। एंड आज मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं एलए के कुछ टॉपिक्स भूल रही हूँ, तो वो मैंने पीडीएफ्स खोल ली सारी। आप पीडीएफ्स उसी टाइम एक दिन किसी भी दिन बैठ के एक फोल्डर बना लो जिसमें आपके पास लीनियर अलजेब्रा की सारी पीडीएफ्स हैं। ऐसे ही फोल्डर बना के रखो। अगर आपको जिस दिन लीनियर अलजेब्रा रिवाइज करना है, या फिर आपको एक टॉपिक वाइज टेस्ट दे रहे हो और आपको लग रहा है मुझे याद नहीं है, या आप कोई पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक भूल रहे हो, सपोज आपको एसवीडी लग रहा है कि मैं ये भूल रहा हूँ, या फिर आप कोई स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक, जैसे आपको लग रहा है डायगोनलाइजेशन एकदम से आता है और आप सोच रहे हो ये क्या होता है, तो आप उसकी पीडीएफ खोल के पढ़ लो, क्योंकि आप नोट्स में भी वही चीज लिख रहे हो। इनफैक्ट नोट्स में आपसे कुछ मिस भी हो सकता है, पर एनोटेटेड नोट्स में तो सब कुछ लिखा है। एंड इसके लिए अगेन एक सजेशन होगा दैट आप जब नोट्स एनोटेटेड नोट्स आप रेफर कर रहे हो अगर, तो क्योंकि
ओके।
वो लगते हैं बहुत सारे स्लाइड्स की, 80-90 स्लाइड्स हैं, कितना सारा होगा, बट यूजुअली इतना नहीं होता, क्योंकि ये पीडीएफ नहीं है, राइट, ये पीपीटी है। तो पीपीटी की 80-90 स्लाइड्स इतनी नहीं पता चलती। उसके लिए ये है कि जब आपने सपोज एलए के 5 लेक्चर, मशीन लर्निंग आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, आपने मशीन लर्निंग का जैसे ही 2-3 लेक्चर्स देखे, वैसे आप उसके एनोटेटेड नोट्स एक बार रीड कर लो। उससे क्या होगा, पहली चीज, अगर आप एनोटेटेड नोट्स देख ही नहीं रहे हो, तो रिविजन के टाइम पे आपको बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगी, वो बहुत मेसी लगेगा। बट अगर
हाँ।
आपने जैसे ही लेक्चर देखा एक बार, क्योंकि जस्ट देखा है आपने आपने अभी उसी पीपीटी से पढ़ा है, राइट, सर ने उसमें उस पीपीटी को फिल भी लेक्चर के ड्यूरेशन में ही करा है, तो उसके बाद आप वो 80-90 स्लाइड्स की पीपीटी आप मतलब 15 मिनट से भी कम में देख लोगे। जस्ट ऐसे ही कि हाँ हाँ ये टॉपिक था, ये था, ये था, ऐसे करके आप उस पीपीटी को देख लो। उसके बाद ऐसे ही हर लेक्चर के लिए करते रहो। तो उसके बाद जब आपको रिवाइज करना होगा, तो आप सिर्फ ये पीपीटी जो या पीडीएफ्स हैं बस ये देखोगे। आपको अपने नोट्स बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के लिए, आई वुड से।
आप जो बता रहे हो सिर्फ अनोटेड नोट्स से, ये जब मेरा सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो जाएगा और जब
हाँ।
आखिरी रिवीजन होगा तब भी अनोटेड नोट्स से करूँ,
यस।
उससे हो जाएगा?
आपको, हाँ ऑफ कोर्स आई वुड, मैं लाइक एज ए सेट, आप अभी एक बार खुद से ऐसा देखना। जब एनोटेटेड नोट्स की देखो बहुत सारी स्लाइड्स होंगी, ये है, बट इट्स मोस्टली ऐसे लॉजिकल चीजें ही हैं, तो जितनी भी स्लाइड्स है आप अभी देखोगे आपको टाइम लगेगा। आपको फिर मे बी 2 हफ्ते बाद, या मतलब 3-4 बार आपको रिवाइज करते रहना है, फिर जब आप लास्ट में करोगे ना, तो बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगा। लाइक सीएस में सिर्फ मॉड्यूल 1 था लीनियर अलजेब्रा का, तो उसमें जितने भी लेक्चर्स स्लाइड्स थे, वो मुझे एंड में रिवाइज करने के लिए सिर्फ एक दिन लगा था, तो पूरा लीनियर अलजेब्रा मैंने एक दिन में ही रिवाइज कर लिया था, पूरी पीपीटी से। नाउ अगेन इट्स नॉट लाइक कि बहुत इजी होगा आपको, इट्स लाइक कि एक दिन, मतलब मैं सुबह से लेके शाम तक बैठी रही थी पूरा दिन, तो वो रिवाइज हो गया था। तो नोट्स की वजह से आपकी स्पीड स्लो हो रही है ऑफ कोर्स, तो नोट्स आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप मत बनाओ। ओके, एंड अगेन आप वो देखो, लाइक अभी मुझे मशीन लर्निंग में थोड़ा सा क्योंकि मैंने 20 लेक्चर्स देखे हैं, तो और बीच में फिर मैं कोई और सब्जेक्ट अभी करने लगी थी, ऑनेस्टली मेरा भी वो, आई वुडंट से कि मेरा गेट जितना भी फ्लो है, तो वट एवर दैट इज, तो मशीन लर्निंग में मुझे प्रॉब्लम थी। फिर मैंने टॉपर नोट्स देखे, उसमें एक था समरी लेक्चर्स ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग, वो 35 पेज अराउंड है, उसमें से 35 पेज की बस पीडीएफ ऐसी, एंड इट्स समरी ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग। तो आप वो भी रेफर कर सकते हो, दैट वाज वेरी गुड। मैंने सिर्फ 2 पेजेस देखे एंड आई डेंट फील कि वो मतलब स्टार्टिंग के 2 लेक्चर्स के 2 पेजेस थे, एंड आई डेंट फील कि उसमें कुछ भी ऐसा मैंने मिस करा। लाइक आई फेल्ट कि इसमें ही सब रिवाइज हो गया और मुझे लॉन्ग नोट्स भी देखने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी। बट एनीवेज अभी तो आप सारे लॉन्ग नोट्स देखोगे ही, एंड में आप फिर वो जो टॉपर नोट्स है 35 से सिर्फ 70 पेज की वो पीडीएफ है, उससे भी रिवाइज कर सकते हो, तो
मतलब
आपको समझ आ जाएगा।
आप एमएल
बट
छोड़ के गए थे एग्जाम जब अभी दिए, अभी दिया था आपने, और उसी में आपने 500 रैंक लिया ही।
हाँ, सी
मतलब आप
फर्स्टली आई वुड से कि पहले तो अगर मैं बहुत ऑनेस्टली बताऊं, तो अगर आप गेट सीएस के लिए भी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो ना, तो आई वुड से कि 500 से भी आपके लिए बहुत चैलेंजिंग होगा। काउंसलिंग राउंड्स में आप बहुत स्ट्रेस्ड रहोगे। तो
हाँ
जितना कॉम्पिटिटिव चीजें हैं एंड जो सीट का रेशो है, उस हिसाब से यू शुड बी एमिंग अंडर 100 रैंक। तो सीएस में भी 500 इज अ वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल सिचुएशन। तो गेट डीए में तो बहुत ज्यादा ही होता है, लाइक यू नो, गेट डीए में तो और भी ज्यादा स्ट्रेसफुल होगा आपके लिए अगर उतनी रैंक आए। तो यू शुड बी टारगेटिंग अंडर 100 फॉर श्योर, अगर आपको बिल्कुल ऐसे विदाउट स्ट्रेस एक कॉलेज, लाइक विदाउट स्ट्रेस अगर आपको काउंसलिंग का प्रोसेस देखना है। तो एनीवे अभी रैंक और ये सोचने का तो कोई मतलब नहीं है, बट फॉर मी यस, मैंने सिर्फ गेट सीएस का ही प्रिपेयर किया था। डीए जस्ट मैंने फिल कर दिया था, तो डीए के लिए मैं प्रिपेयर करके नहीं गई थी। इट्स अगेन बिकॉज मैं प्लेसमेंट का प्रिपेयर कर रही थी, तो मेरा प्रोजेक्ट मैंने मशीन लर्निंग भी थोड़ी बहुत पढ़ी थी, क्योंकि कुछ कंपनीज में जो भी डेवलपमेंट साइड वाला, देखो डीएसए तो पूछते ही हैं। तो मैंने डीएसए
हाँ
फोकस किया था। बाकी अगर कहीं पे डेवलपमेंट राउंड जैसा कुछ हो रहा है, तो मैंने उसमें मशीन लर्निंग प्रेफर किया था, अदर देन डेवलपमेंट, ऐप डेवलपमेंट और एनीथिंग। मैंने उसमें
हाँ।
फिर मशीन लर्निंग प्रेफर किया था, बिकॉज मेरा उसमें ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट था देन द डेवलपमेंट। तो इसलिए मुझे
ये
थोड़ा बहुत याद था, बट वो भी मैंने थर्ड ईयर में पढ़ा था, कहीं और ऐसे कोर्स से, कोर्सेरा से कोई कोर्स है कि मैंने करा था। सो
ओके
बेसिक बेसिक
ओके।
मुझे याद था। या
ये एडवाइस आपकी काफी अच्छी लगी सिलेबस कंप्लीशन वाली, लेकिन एक चीज मुझे ये पूछनी है कि जब मैं कोई भी टॉपिक खत्म करता हूँ तो टॉपिक वाइज क्वेश्चन जैसे लगाते थे ना हम पहले जैसे,
हाँ,
तो
यस।
उसके लिए कौन से किसको प्रीफर करना चाहिए? क्योंकि डीए के ज्यादा अवेलेबल है नहीं, या तो सीएससी के पीवाईक्यू करूं, या फिर मैं जो डीपीपी है इनकी वो करूं, या फिर वीकली क्विज करके है। सब प्रायोरिटी में क्या रखूं टॉपिक वाइज करने के लिए, हर टॉपिक खत्म करने के बाद क्वेश्चन करने के लिए?
हाँ, सी टॉपिक के बाद तो आप क्वेश्चंस आई वुड से मत, पहले एटलीस्ट सब्जेक्ट कंप्लीशन पे फोकस करो।
ओके।
जैसे मैथ्स के आपने बताए है ना, कैलकुलस, प्रोबेबिलिटी, ये सब, मतलब क्योंकि जो लेक्चर्स है उसके बीच में ही आप देखो कितने सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, इतने
हम्म।
सारे एमएसक्यूज भी होते
हाँ
हैं कि मतलब हर ऑप्शन पे आपको सोचना पड़ता है। तो एक वो तो है, बट ठीक है, अगर आपको पैरेलली क्वेश्चंस करने भी हैं, तो सी डीए का, क्योंकि सिंस मैंने पढ़ा नहीं था यहाँ से, तो आप देखो जितने भी क्वेश्चंस है, आई वुड से सिंस डीए के वैसे भी कम होते हैं, तो आपको करने तो सारे ही हैं। बट प्रायोरिटी में आप अभी सिर्फ डीए वाले ही करो। उसके बाद जब आपका, जैसे आपने एलए, ये मैथ्स के 3 सब्जेक्ट्स पूरे खत्म कर लिए, अब जब आप मशीन लर्निंग कर रहे हो और अब आपको एलए रिवाइज करना है, तब आप एलए के सारे पीवाईक्यूज कर लो। आप सीएस वाले भी कर सकते हो, डीए वाले भी कर सकते हो। बट बिकॉज सिंस अभी आपकी, देखो आपका सिलेबस एक बार अक्टूबर तक खत्म हो जाएगा, तो आपके पास 3 महीने होंगे सारे क्वेश्चंस करने के लिए। फिलहाल के लिए
हम्म,
प्रायोरिटी में आप रख सकते हो जो भी पीवाईक्यूज हैं वो, और प्लस डीपीपी या वीकली क्विज जो है वो, क्योंकि एक बार जब आप टेस्ट सीरीज दे लोगे, तो उसमें अगेन इतने क्वेश्चंस होंगे और इतने एडवांस
हाँ
लेवल के होंगे कि वही क्वेश्चंस अपने आप में इतने सारे हैं, तब वो बहुत मुश्किल होता है कि आप वीकली क्विज और डीपीपी कर पाओ। तो आप अभी पैरेलल में जितने पीवाईक्यूज है, पहले डीए वाले वो, और जो आपकी डीए की वीकली क्विज या जो भी डीपीपीज हैं वो, उसके बाद अगर टाइम बच रहा है, जो कि मोस्टली बच जाएगा अगर आपको एलए और ये सब करना है, देन आप फिर सीएस के पीवाईक्यूज भी कर सकते हो, जो कि मोस्टली आपसे इजीली बन भी जाएंगे, क्योंकि सीएस का एलए और ये सब थोड़ा कम इजियर
हाँ।
लेवल साइड पे ही होता है।
और टेस्ट सीरीज अभी टच ही नहीं करनी है, वो सिलेबस कंप्लीट होने के बाद करनी है। हम्म।
सी फुल लेंथ टेस्ट सीरीज आप बाद में दोगे, बट
हाँ
जैसे जो कंप्यूटर साइंस की टेस्ट सीरीज थी, उसमें फुल लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट तो थे ही, वो आपको बाद में देने हैं नवंबर से आइडियली। बट उससे पहले सब्जेक्ट वाइज और टॉपिक वाइज टेस्ट थे। तो लाइक अगर मेरा एक सब्जेक्ट है डीबीएमएस, तो डीबीएमएस के 4 सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट होंगे, उससे पहले हर टॉपिक का 2 से 3 टॉपिक वाइज टेस्ट होंगे। तो ये
हम्म,
आपका, जैसे अभी आई वुड से मशीन लर्निंग मुझे पर्सनली काफी ऐसे टफ लगा, इन द सेंस मे बी, या तो मैं अभी एटलीस्ट स्टिल आई वुड से कि मतलब ज्यादा एफर्ट देना है मशीन लर्निंग समझने में। तो फिलहाल आप ये टेस्ट और ये सबसे ज्यादा आई वुड से कि अभी उनके पीवाईक्यूज कर लो, बट ज्यादा टाइम अभी आप एमएल पढ़ने पे दो, क्योंकि एमएल है थोड़ा लेंदी। और डीबीएमएस अगर आपने कभी नहीं पढ़ा, आई कैन स्टिल अश्योर यू दैट डीबीएमएस इज अ वेरी फन सब्जेक्ट। ऐसा भी नहीं है कि ये बहुत ही कोर आपको एकदम सीएस के अंदर ले जाएगा। इट इट विल बी नाइस, आई वुड से कि इतना टफ नहीं है डीबीएमएस, तो वो आपको सही लगेगा। बट हाँ, आप या तो आप अभी मैथ्स इतनी कर चुके हो, फॉर अ चेंज आप डीबीएमएस कर सकते हो, बट आई वुड से कि मशीन लर्निंग स्टार्ट कर दो, क्योंकि उसमें थोड़ा टाइम देना पड़ेगा। तो
हाँ, हाँ।
दैट्स माय सजेशन। आप मशीन लर्निंग के साथ में भी डीबीएमएस कर सकते हो, ताकि अगर आप आधा दिन मशीन लर्निंग करके थोड़ा बोर हो गए तो आप फिर 2 से 3 घंटा मतलब 1-2 लेक्चर्स आप डीबीएमएस के देख लो, ऐसे करके यू कैन डिवाइड।
ओके
और वन मोर थिंग इज कि एक चीज तो एज अ सेट की नोट्स बनाना आप स्किप कर सकते हो। और क्योंकि आपके अभी मेजर सब्जेक्ट्स बचे हैं तो आप डीबीएमएस और एलए ऐसे करके मतलब डीबीएमएस और एमएल करके कर सकते हो। बट एक और चीज ये भी है कि आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आप कितने प्रोडक्टिव हो, क्योंकि आपको सिलेबस अपना खत्म करना है अक्टूबर से, राइट? तो आपको अपने एंड से भी देखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कुछ तो गैप है। आइडियली आई वोंट से कि नहीं एवरीथिंग इज राइट एंड ऐसा ही पेस होता है। ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू give more from effort from your end also, क्योंकि अभी सिंस आप फुल टाइम गेट डीए का ही प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, सो यू हैव टू गिव योर बेस्ट। एग्जाम कैसा जाता है, क्या कट ऑफ एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस डजंट मैटर, बट यू शुड फील कॉन्फिडेंट कि आपको ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि आई एम गिविंग माई बेस्ट। लाइक अभी आपको लग रहा है कि यू आर डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग और एनीथिंग, सो यू हैव एवरीथिंग टू मेक इट राइट। यू ट्राई टू पुश योर सेल्फ। आप जितना पढ़ते हो उससे ज्यादा बैठने की कोशिश करो। इनिशियली मे बी आपको कम समझ आएगा, बट स्लोली एट द एंड आपको हैबिट तो बिल्ड करनी ही पड़ेगी। तो मे बी आप ज्यादा पढ़ने का ट्राई करो कि और देर बैठो।
हाँ
ऐसा लगेगा कि अब तो मैं फोकस ही नहीं कर पा रहा, बट आप बैठोगे तो यू हैव टू फोर्स योरसेल्फ। फोकस करने के लिए भी आपको थोड़ा फोर्स तो अपने एंड से भी करना पड़ेगा। तो मे बी आप 3 घंटे ही अभी पढ़ रहे हो और उसके बाद नहीं मन कर रहा, तो स्टिल आप बैठोगे तो मे बी नेक्स्ट 3 आवर्स में आप कम प्रोडक्टिव होगे, बट एटलीस्ट कुछ तो करोगे और वो भी स्लोली स्लोली इंप्रूव होगा। सो आई वुड से कि टाइम मोस्टली आपको ज्यादा देना है। एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ रूटीन, योर रूटीन शुड बी कि आप पूरा दिन बस पढ़ाई ही कर रहे हो एंड यू आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग एल्स। इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक नेसेसरी ब्रेक्स आप ले सकते हो, एंड फॉर योर हेल्थ यू शुड बी doing something. Like I would say कि at least everyone should, if you are preparing full time, then you should take out at least 1 hour to maybe go for a walk, gym, whatever you like, but some movement also, क्योंकि एक जगह बैठे बैठे also if you're following an unhealthy routine, so that also reduces your focus and other capabilities. तो
लास्ट
apart
चीज
from
बता।
that, हाँ, okay.
ये जो एल्गोरिथम डीएसए वाला कोर्स है, ये कॉलेज
हाँ.
टाइम में सी प्लस प्लस में किया था मैंने, लेकिन यहाँ पे पाइथन में है। तो क्या मुझे
हम्म.
कोडिंग की प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए, या फिर क्योंकि पेपर में तो पेन को पेपर पे करना होता है जो करना होता है, तो
हम्म.
मुझे कोडिंग का प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए या फिर सिर्फ उसी में इसी में चलना चाहिए, इसी कोर्स में?
नहीं, पाइथन इसमें है, राइट? सिलेबस में
हाँ हाँ,
पाइथन
मैं कह रहा
प्रोग्रामिंग, राइट? हाँ.
हूँ कि कोडिंग करके प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए इस कोर्स
नो
के
नो
लिए,
नो नो नो, बिल्कुल भी नहीं, दैट्स नॉट नीडेड।
क्योंकि पाइथन में मैंने किया नहीं, मैंने सी प्लस प्लस में
नहीं,
किया था।
दैट वोंट मैटर, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। जो भी बेसिकली इट्स द थिंग कि आपको सिंटैक्स समझ आना चाहिए, तो वो तो पाइथन का जो कोर्स है उससे आपको आ ही जाएगा। आपको कुछ भी क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस जितना बस इस कोर्स में उतना ही पढ़ो, और आपको कोड करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। दैट वोंट बी नीडेड एट ऑल।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
यस, ऑल
बहुत
राइट
अच्छा।
गौतम। ओके, बेस्ट ऑफ लक। Okay, so in chat, I'll take this one question first by Kuldeep. Is he here? Okay. फर्स्ट मैंने 1 जुलाई को ज्वाइन किया था, एंड 2-3 आवर्स का वीडियो वॉच करने के बाद लेक्चर क्वेश्चंस जो सर सॉल्व करते हैं उनको समझ के सॉल्व करने में 4 to 5 आवर्स लग जाते हैं। सो सी फर्स्टली, अगर आप लेक्चर के अंदर ही जो क्वेश्चंस है कुलदीप, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट, देन इतना टाइम फर्स्ट देखो, आप जब लेक्चर देख रहे हो तो लेक्चर के टाइम पे ही आप पॉज करके सॉल्व करने का ट्राई करो। और अगर आपसे नहीं हो रहा है तो आप उसी टाइम, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि आप आधे घंटे ही दे दोगे उस क्वेश्चन को। आपने पॉज किया, आप समझने का ट्राई करो। अगर नहीं हो रहा है तो आप 3 to 4 मिनट्स में फिर वीडियो को वापस से रिज्यूम करके सुन लो। खुद से अटेम्प्ट करने का ये पर्पस होता है कि आप ऐसे सिर्फ लेक्चर नहीं देख रहे कि सर ने ही बताया तो आपको लगेगा आपको सब समझ आ रहा है। आप एक बार खुद से ट्राई करोगे तो आपको समझ आएगा कि आप क्या सोच रहे थे और सर ने क्या बताया। दैट्स द पॉइंट ऑफ पॉजिंग द वीडियो एंड सॉल्विंग द लेक्चर क्वेश्चंस ऑन योर ओन फर्स्ट। तो आप पॉज करके खुद से समझ रहे हो, तो पहले 3 से 4 क्वेश्चन अगर आपसे नहीं होंगे ना, आप सिर्फ ज्यादा टाइम मत दो, 2 से 3 मिनट ही दो। उसमें नहीं हुआ तो आप सोल्यूशन देख लो कि सर मतलब वीडियो को पॉज रिज्यूम कर लो। बट फिर 2-3 क्वेश्चन या 5-6 क्वेश्चन के बाद आप देखोगे कि आपसे भी कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चन लेक्चर वाले होने लगेंगे। तो अगर आप लेक्चर क्वेश्चन की बात करें तो उसका ये अप्रोच है। उसके अलावा अगर आप कोई और ऐसे लेक्चर सिर्फ ऐसे है कि कोई टॉपिक वाइज वीडियो है कि ये 30 क्वेश्चंस ऑन दिस टॉपिक, ऐसा कुछ है, तो आप पहले अपना आप ट्राई करो कि पहले आप लेक्चर कंप्लीट करने पे फोकस करो, क्योंकि आपने अभी जुलाई में ही प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट की है। तो आपके पास बस 7 मंथ्स है। तो आप अगर सुबह बैठे हो तो सुबह से लेके शाम तक आप सिर्फ लेक्चर्स लेक्चर्स ही देखो। उसके बाद बचे हुए टाइम में आप क्वेश्चन करो, क्योंकि आप राइट। आप अगर सी एज आई वाज सेइंग कि आप कोई दूसरे क्वेश्चंस अगर प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, जैसे अगर आपके 2 सब्जेक्ट हो गए, फिर आप उसके पीवाईक्यू प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो और उसमें आपको टाइम लग रहा है, तो आप पहले लेक्चर्स देख लो, क्योंकि आप ये होता है अगर आप सुबह ही इजी चीज लेके बैठ जाओ तो उसमें ज्यादा टाइम, तो इससे अच्छा आप टफ वाली चीज कर लो, पहले लेक्चर्स पहले देख लो, उसके बाद बचे हुए टाइम में आपको क्वेश्चंस करने हैं, तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी स्पीड फास्ट हो जाएगी। एंड अभी आप सिर्फ लेक्चर्स देख रहे हो, राइट, तो लेक्चर वाले क्वेश्चन में इतना टाइम देने की जरूरत नहीं है। अगर आप मान लो आप अभी एक लेक्चर देख रहे हो, जो भी लेक्चर है उसमें जैसे ही क्वेश्चन आया उसे उसी टाइम पॉज करो, उसी टाइम लेक्चर पहली बार जब देख रहे हो तभी पॉज करके खुद से सोचो इसमें क्या होगा। अगर नहीं आपको समझ आ, या आपका जो भी आपने एनालिसिस के आपके हिसाब से जो भी आंसर है, आप कुछ आंसर आप नहीं सोच पा रहे कि कैसे होगा, तो आई वुड से 2 से 3 मिनट ही ट्राई करो, फिर वीडियो को देखो और जो सर सोल्यूशन बता रहे हो उसे समझो। आपको लेक्चर में इतना भी देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि पहली बात तो लेक्चर में कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे होते हैं जो सर कराते हैं जो होते ही बहुत टफ है, आप खुद से मे बी कर ही नहीं पाओगे फर्स्ट टाइम में। तो द ओनली रीजन कि आपको लेक्चर के क्वेश्चंस खुद से करने हैं, इसकी आप खुद को कॉन्स्टेंटली इन्वॉल्व रखो लेक्चर से इन सॉर्ट ऑफ एन इंटरैक्टिव वे, क्योंकि रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स देखने में ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप बस देखे जा रहे हो तो आपको लगेगा सब समझ आ रहा है। आप बस 1-2 मिनट भी उस क्वेश्चन को दे दोगे, देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि तो आपको समझ आएगा कि आप क्या समझ रहे हो, और आप जब सर बताएंगे सोल्यूशन तो आप और भी अटेंटिव होके सुनोगे, क्योंकि आपने जस्ट वो क्वेश्चन ट्राई किया था और आपसे नहीं हुआ। बट इंस्टेंटली आपको लेक्चर खत्म करके वही लेक्चर के क्वेश्चंस वापस करने की जरूरत नहीं है। जो अप्रोच मैं बता रही हूँ, जैसे कि आप लेक्चर देखते टाइम ही पॉज करके सिर्फ 2 मिनट दो, उतने में से हो रहा है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो वापस देखो, उसके वैसे करोगे तो आपको वापस से उस दिन लेक्चर के क्वेश्चंस वापस देखने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, क्योंकि अगर आपने अभी स्टार्ट किया है तो 3 घंटे बहुत ज्यादा कम है, आपको काफी टाइम देना पड़ेगा लेक्चर्स की तरफ। आपको ट्राई करना होगा कि आप 6, 7, 8 जितने भी मैक्सिमम आवर्स के लेक्चर हो रहे हैं, जब तक आपका फोकस है तब तक आप सॉल्व करते रहो। सी फास्ट कंप्लीट करने का एक ही टाइम है कि आप ज्यादा टाइम दो, अपने स्टडी आवर्स बढ़ाओ, क्योंकि आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि कोई शॉर्टकट है। सी अगर किसी का कॉम्पैक्ट कोर्स है तो आप वो देख सकते हो, क्योंकि इट्स द सेम, ऐसा नहीं है कि कॉम्पैक्ट कोर्स से कुछ नॉलेज आपकी मिस होगी। तो पहली चीज तो ये हो गई, बट द सेकेंड इज कि आपको इसका शॉर्टकट एज इन है नहीं। द ओनली थिंग इज कि आपको लग रहा है कि आपके अभी आपने एक भी सब्जेक्ट नहीं किया है, तो आप अगर दिन में 6-7 घंटे पढ़ो तो आप 12 से 14 घंटे पढ़ो, क्योंकि उसके अलावा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है। इफ आई एम बीइंग लाइक वेरी ऑनेस्ट विथ यू कुलदीप, क्योंकि टाइम ऐसा नहीं है कि आप बहुत लेट हो, मैंने भी जून एंड में ही शुरू किया था, बट फिर मेरा टाइम मैं बहुत ज्यादा दे रही थी। ऑफिस अगर मैं जा रही हूँ तो आने के बाद मेरा लाइक आई वुड से कि इन 7 to 8 मंथ्स में मेरे पास कोई काम नहीं था, अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्टडिंग मैंने और कुछ भी नहीं करा था, तो वो चीज आपको ही करनी पड़ेगी। सिलेबस फास्ट कंप्लीट करने का एक ही तरीका है कि आप सिलेबस कंप्लीट करने में ज्यादा टाइम दो, क्योंकि लेक्चर तो आपको समझ के करना है। नोट्स बनाना आप बंद कर सकते हो, नोट्स बनाने की एक्चुअली कोई नीड भी नहीं है। आप नोट्स अगर नहीं बना रहे तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो आप मिस आउट करोगे, बस जो एनोटेटेड नोट्स है वो उसी टाइम देख लेना एक बार। तो आई वुड से कि खुद को पुश करो, आपने जस्ट स्टार्ट किया, आप एकदम से ही फर्स्ट डे पे नहीं बैठ पाओगे 10 घंटे, बट आप ट्राई करो, धीरे धीरे बैठने का ट्राई करो। एंड एक और चीज जो है, जो कि मैं ऑलमोस्ट हर सेशन में बोलती हूँ, इज दैट कि आप फोन का यूज करना बिल्कुल बंद कर दो। पूरा सोशल मीडिया एवरीथिंग से कट ऑफ कर दो। आप सुबह उठ रहे हो, आपका फोन अलार्म बजने के बाद से स्विच ऑफ ही मतलब इन द सेंस आपसे दूर ही होना चाहिए। उसके बाद आप सिर्फ पढ़ रहे हो, फिर क्या होगा अगर आप 2 घंटे बाद, आपका सपोज 2 घंटे बाद आप बोर हो गए कि अब मुझे कुछ नहीं समझ आ रहा, अब मुझे ब्रेक लेना है, तो आप देन अपना फोन आपके पास है नहीं देखने के लिए, आपने बाहर टाइम वेस्ट करना छोड़ रखा है, तो एट मैक्स आप क्या कर पाओगे कि ठीक है मैं आधे घंटे वॉक कराता हूँ, ये लाइक मैंने ऐसा करा था। तो अब आप वॉक करके आ रहे हो, वो भी विदाउट ईयरफोन्स और एनीथिंग, जस्ट आप खुद अकेले वॉक करने जा रहे हो। तो एक तो ये है कि आपकी हेल्थ पे इम्प्रूवमेंट है कि आप दिन भर एक ही जगह नहीं बैठे हुए हो। एंड उसके बाद आफ्टर 30 मिनट्स, आधे घंटे आप ब्रेक ले रहे हो, वॉक कर रहे हो, देन आपको खुद ही रिफ्रेशिंग फील होगा, फिर आप आके डेस्क पे ही बैठ जाओगे। अदर देन दैट, अगर आप बाकी कहीं और ब्रेक्स पे टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हो, देन आपका वापस पढ़ने का मन नहीं करेगा, एंड आप फिर खुद से बस ऐसे ही बोलोगे कि मेरा तो फोकस स्पैन सिर्फ 2 से 3 घंटे का ही, उसके बाद मुझे समझ नहीं आता। क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग में किसी को नहीं आता, हमें पुश करना पड़ता है काफी ज्यादा, एंड इट्स वेरी टफ कि आप 6 से 7 घंटे या 8-9 घंटे के लेक्चर्स एक दिन में देखो, बट ऑनेस्टली दैट इज द ओनली वे, मतलब वो एक ही तरीका है सिलेबस कंप्लीट करने का कि आप ज्यादा टाइम दो पढ़ाई में। That's it. Okay, so last question is by Lavesh. You can ask your question. Okay, so after completing a subject or topic, I solve PYQs. Usually able to solve 60% of them, but for remaining, I have to look at the solutions. Uh, how many were you able to solve in your first attempt? Also, is 50 to 60 a good rate, or should I focus more on concepts before attempting PYQs? See, ideally, you should focus कि जितने ज़्यादा आपसे खुद ideally you should be focusing that you are able to solve maximum PYQs on your own. But for sure, I also remember that very clearly that I was also not, for few subjects I was not able to solve about 40% PYQs, for few 30%, but still I would say 60 to 70% you should be able to solve. So if you're not, but another difference is that when you just start solving PYQs, then it's different compared to once you are in a flow, you have completed PYQs for 2 to 3 subjects, then that's a different flow. But what matters here is that when you look at the solution for it, it should, it should, because a lot of questions are tough. So you try to understand the approach and you categorize it. See, if it's a concept that you totally don't understand, only like, what are these keywords or what was asked in the question, so that means that there is a huge knowledge gap and you need to focus on the concepts a lot more. The second is that you understand the solution, you had studies those things, and just you look at the solution, you spend 3 to 4 minutes trying to understand it, and you got it, that oh, I knew this concept, but it's just that you were not able to think in that direction. So that is fine, because initially that happens. Only once you solve many questions, then you build that problem solving capability. So don't focus on this number, how many you are able to solve. Just try that whichever you are not able to solve in your first attempt, you look at the solution very thoroughly and also mark these questions, because PYQs also you should be revising. Sort of PYQs also we do 2 times, and not all PYQs, but the questions you were not able to solve in your first attempt, so you should be marking those and then going ahead. It's not a major it's not a concern that you are able to do this 50 to 60%. If you just focus on properly understanding the remaining 40% questions which you are not able to solve, then slowly you will see a progress in your PYQ solving as well. And also it depends on the subject. A few subjects are harder, there are many questions in them, while a few are easier. So it varies for everybody. So don't, but it's not a concern for sure. If you're watching the lecture properly, again, one thing you could do is that instead of just jumping to the PYQs, you can revise the topic first and do a particular topic, then revise the next topic in sequence, then do the PYQ for that topic. So that way, at least you will be clear that you are not forgetting any subject because you have just revised. And as far as the approach to solving a question or the tricky aspect of it is concerned, that you will slowly build on your own, and then you will see that you are able to solve many PYQs on your own. And also the questions that you are marking, when you go through them again after 1 or 2 weeks, when you're revising that subject, then try to see these questions again. Then you should in the second go also, if you're able to solve those questions, then that is also very good. It's not a concern at all. Okay, Lavish, okay, so did answer your question. That's done. Okay, so for now, I'll thank you all for joining. It's been uh, 1.5 hours, so I think we can end the session. And best of luck to all of you, and good night.